So you are looking for the difference between FBA and FBM. That is fulfilled by Amazon FBA and fulfilled by merchant FBM. Well, in this video, I'm going to explain FBA versus FBM and which one's better for you. I will answer all these questions in today's video, so make sure you watch the entire video till the end, as I will share my #1 warning with you in the terms of selling on Amazon. I'm also gonna talk about the pros and cons of both of these. So let's jump right into it and start with the pros first. Hey, what's up guys? Sanya here to help you on your Amazon journey. I help Amazon sellers to pick their first product without wasting their funds. I am the best Amazon coach of 2018. On this channel, I give a lot of tips and strategies just like these so that you can also be financially free like many of my students. So if you are new here, consider subscribing to my channel. And hey, in this video, I'm going to reveal the pros and cons of FBA and FBM. And guys, on any point of this video, definitely check out the links shown over in the description below. I will list out everything in this video, including all of the free Amazon tools and resources. So check them out at any time. If you make it till the end of the video, comment below and I will respond to all of your comments. Alright, you may have heard about the crazy good opportunity that is selling on Amazon. So let me tell you the difference between the varying selling methods, that is FBA versus FBM. If you haven't heard of this before or are just getting plugged into the Amazon space, just to let you know that there is a ton of great opportunity with selling on Amazon. I work with a large number of my students that are Amazon amazing sellers who launched thousands of products so far. Comment below with any questions as if you are watching this, and subscribe to stay up to date with all of the latest Amazon information. All that being said, let's dive into the difference between FBA and FBM. FBA is fulfillment by Amazon and FBM is fulfillment by merchants. FBA and FBM are two different methods of fulfillment using Amazon's platform. If you use FBA, this means that Amazon does all the hard work for you, whereas in FBM, sellers are responsible for all the fulfillment. For example, private label is a method of selling in which you purchase the product directly from a manufacturer and place your own label or brand on those same products. So in this case, if you are a private label seller on Amazon, you will fill through either FBA or FBM. In other words, those products with your brand and your label would be developed by the manufacturer and handled, picked and shipped to customers through Amazon FBA or FBM. The FBA seller is going to store products in Amazon's fulfillment center and pick, pack and ship it. You will set up FBA in your Amazon's account and then create listing for each of your products and prepare your products by following specific guidelines in order to ship them into an Amazon's warehouse. Once it reaches Amazon, Amazon will pick, pack and ship everything directly to your customers as orders are being placed. There are many pros sellers utilizing FBA. #1 is that you don't need to do any hard work, means handling all the fulfillment. You don't have to keep track of customer orders. You don't have to ship them out yourself. You don't have to store inventory. Instead, you can use time and energy to put into another important aspect of selling, such as finding more products and expanding your business. #2 is buy box. The buy box is the call to action, the CTA that leads Amazon shoppers to purchase the products on the product listing. The buy box is found on the product page and contains the price, shipping information and an add to cart button. When multiple suppliers are selling the same item, one seller will win a buy box while other sellers will be found beneath it. When Amazon shoppers buy a product, they do go through the buy box 80 to 90% of the time as opposed to the other seller section. Therefore, it's so crucial to actually win the buy box as often as possible, as it will increase the sales. The biggest factors in determining who wins the buy box is fulfillment method. Generally, an FBA seller can set a slightly higher price than an FBM seller and still win the buy box. Number 3 is by having more sales through Prime eligibility. So when products are fulfilled by Amazon, they are automatically eligible for the Prime badge and free 2-day shipping as well. Having their products eligible for Prime will likely increase sales. Amazon customers expected to see products win the Prime, and if they don't see it, they're less likely to trust you as a seller and therefore less likely to buy your products. Pro number 4 is low shipping rates. Now this of course depends on the size and weight of your product. However, typically the fees associated with selling through FBA will be smaller than the shipping cost. Amazon has some pretty steep discounts on shipping and has an incredible network dedicated to fulfillment. That would be pretty difficult to replicate on your own, especially with this 2-day shipping. This makes everything a whole lot more cost effective and efficient. Pro number 5 is multi-channel fulfillment. This means that if, for example, you have a product on your own site or any other e-commerce site and make a sale, Amazon will handle the packing and the shipping for that product and through FBA integration. So it's quite a good win-win situation. Now let's talk about the cons of utilizing FBA. So the number 1 is tax matter. Amazon does not automatically collect sales tax for the seller. Sellers have to provide sales tax registration number for each state. Con number 2 is multi-channel sales and fulfillment cost. So yes, multi-channel fulfillment here is possible through Amazon FBA, and that's a pro. However, at the same time, it is expensive. However, the costs certainly do add up. Number 3 is additional fees. So there are actually a decent amount of fees that comes from utilizing FBA. Sellers aren't able to accurately predict just how much the fees are going to be. I will include a full breakdown of the fees in the description down below so you can check it out. You will need to take into consideration the cost associated with shipping directly to Amazon warehouses, as well as increased fees during Q4 and long-term storage fees. There are a lot of fees associated with FBA, and it's important to be aware of exactly how much you are going to pay to utilize the service. So again, check out the description below for a full breakdown. The last one and the number 4 is limited inventory access. As your inventory is in Amazon warehouse, you won't have access to it. So if any issues arise, you have to rely on Amazon to handle fixing the issues, etc. It can take a lot of time to resolve issues. In order to remove inventory in small or large, however, there are fees involved. So you have to contact Amazon repeatedly and you have to wait for them to respond. Okay, so we have talked about the pros and cons of FBA. Let's dig into selling on FBM. Before we jump in, if you are finding this video useful, hit the subscribe button and smash the link. Not hard. Also comment below if you have any questions. I will answer all of them that you have concerning your Amazon journey. Let's dig into Fulfilled by Merchants, FBM. It is when the seller who lists the product on Amazon has to handle all prospectus of storage and order fulfillment. They will also create an Amazon account and then create your product listings. You can also use an individual seller account to set up an FBM. However, when customers place orders, you are the one handling those orders along with packaging and shipping. You will also handle late, missing, damaged arrivals and returns. That means all aspects of shipping and handling. Pro number 1 is higher profit margin. A huge aspect of selling on Amazon is competing with price. FBM gives you the opportunity to work with high profit margins and gives you a greater price flexibility because you are spending less on those FBA fees. Pro number 2 is prime opportunities. As discussed before, prime is a huge selling point. Yes, it is. However, in FBM, it is always giving the seller the opportunity to have that prime badge. The criteria to be approved for FBM prime eligibility is pretty extensive, but definitely worth considering if you are up for scaling an entire shipping logistics and operations yourself. Pro number 3 is less Amazon fees. It means escaping most of the fees that come from fulfilling through Amazon, but you still have to referral fees and the closing fees, so you have to pay those. Pro number 4 is hands-on fulfillment. So when you are working through FBM, you have control over your inventory. This may seem as a huge benefit. You'll have all the responsibility to store, to pack and ship products to your Amazon customer. So you can access the inventory whenever you need it. Therefore, you can save a lot of money in the long run. So let's get into the FBM. Con number 1 is not automatically being eligible for Prime. Amazon will make you work for it and you'll have to constantly stay on top of your game to keep your listing and sales up to the mark. Con number 2 is the overhead cost. So while you won't pay fulfillment and storage fees, but there are more overhead costs including your own storage, fulfillment and shipping expenses that you have to bear yourself. Con number 3 is more responsibility. So when selling on FBM, responsibility comes on your packaging, means your shoulders. Shipping, managing, inventory, etc. and it's all on you. With high volume products, you have got to be on the ball every single day, including weekends and holidays. Moreover, Amazon is not there to take the blame. If something goes wrong, you need to be ready to take the responsibility. Con number 4 is missing out on Prime members. Over half of Amazon shoppers are Prime shoppers. Is often to purchase more, like they are more into purchasing. Therefore, without being on Prime, you are missing out on many customers who may have purchased your product. Con number 5, guys, is that it's not easy to get buy box. Fulfillment method is a major fact in determining who gets the buy box. FBM sellers will have a harder time getting and keeping the buy box. Question of the day from this video: within all this FBA and FBM pros and cons, which stood out for you the most? Or if you have any more information, please share in the comments below and be a part of this Amazon community. Maybe you as a seller are asking yourself, well, that's a lot of great information, but what should I choose between FBA and FBM? I am going to answer these questions as best as I can. Honestly, most sellers, including my students, are more likely to fall into the FBA category. FBA is what makes sense in order to scale your business quickly. My students are now 6-figure sellers and all of them are following the FBA method. I think for 90% of the people watching this video, FBA makes sense now if you are going to be selling on Amazon. Me and my students all have a huge successes with Amazon FBA. Yes, you will be paying for the services on each sale. However, you don't have to focus one bit on shipping and handling logistics. And this is for the most part what creates the passive income opportunity. However, FBA is going to give you the opportunity to save some money. I think some early beginners and small scale sellers would not do well with FBM, as large sellers have the capacity to figure out the entire shipping logistics operation for their company. In the end, there's a place for both. It's simply important that you figure out where you are right now and where you want to be, and which of these fulfillment methods, FBA versus FBM, fits you. My number one warning is that if you are thinking about selling on Amazon, I personally recommend do not go for wholesaling reselling. At the moment, it won't give you the profit margin you wanted and it will be a hassle for you at the start. So stay away from it right now. Guys, there's a lot of good information here, so I would recommend going back and watching the entire video, maybe even a couple of times to understand it better. And if you want to know how to do Amazon FBA step by step, then go ahead and go in the description below to get started for free. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and comment on this video below with any thoughts or questions you have. I'll be there to answer all of those questions, and thank you so much guys again for watching this. I always appreciate seeing your comments and your questions after the video posted. So I will see you in the comments and I will see you in our next video. There to take the baiting. Ooh, my rings. Oh my god, it's falling. So I will see you. What? I forgot. It's okay. Hey, where's the pen? Oh, I forgot. Okay. Is my hair okay? No. I am thirsty, I think. Okay, I lost my pen. Hey. Oh, sorry. It started? Oh, is my mic working? Hello, hello, hello. Yes, it is. Hey. Oh, today I think. Oh, wow.